Hello and welcome. Good evening. You're watching Super 6 here on India Today. I'm Akshata Anantagopal. The next 1 hour, all the top stories of the day coming your way. Let's begin with a quick glimpse of what to expect on this edition of Super 6. We'll be focusing first on the big political fight in Tamil Nadu over an alleged cash for votes scam that the Enforcement Directorate claims it's unearthed. And so it's asked the Tamil Nadu police to go ahead and register a case based on what they've actually found. Is there any truth to this allegation of a massive, nearly 800 crore cash for jobs scam taint? The DMK has responded, referring to it as all false charges. We'll be getting you all the details about this alleged scam and what the political reactions are on the same. Also coming up on the show at 6:30 this evening, the footage of President Droupadi Murmu soaring sky high in steel. She flew the Rafale today, and what a powerful visual that. The Supreme Commander of our forces showing off the power, the might of the Rafale. We're going to be getting you those stunning images of our President. What a proud moment it is for all of us, of her taking that sortie on board the Rafale, and also the symbolic messaging involved to Pakistan. I'm Akshata Anantagopal. Here are the top 10 stories of the day. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi, in his first rally in Bihar, lashed out at Prime Minister Modi with a Nachega attack, saying if you tell Modi to dance, he will even dance for votes. He said this at a public rally in Bihar's Darbhanga. Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta hit back, saying people of the Mahathakbandhan can do anything for votes during elections. Home Minister Amit Shah, also in battleground Bihar, launched a blistering attack on the Mahagathbandhan, hitting out at the RJD and Congress. Shah asked what did Lalu do for Bihar, accusing both parties of being steeped in scams and corruption. AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi has accused Mahagathbandhan of sidelining Muslims, saying essentially that there is no representation. Tejaswi Yadav, when asked about the same, evaded questions. The most powerful picture of the day was from the Ambala Air Force Station. President Droupadi Murmu taking a historic sortie in a Rafale fighter jet and later posing with squadron leader Shivangi Singh. The same pilot about whom multiple Pakistani handles falsely claimed that she'd been captured by Pakistan during Operation Sindoor. The much-awaited cloud seeding operation by IIT Kanpur in Delhi has been put on hold for today due to low moisture levels over Delhi NCR. The team will resume operations once humidity improves as the capital continues to gasp under worsening air pollution. After yesterday's cloud seeding, there was no artificial rain. Pro-Khalistani terrorist group 6 for Justice has threatened to shut down Diljit Dosanjh's concert scheduled for 1st November in Australia. This after the singer was seen touching the feet of Amitabh Bachchan on the show Kaun Banega Crorepati. The K-gang alleged that Amitabh Bachchan publicly incited mobs during the anti-Sikh riots. The Enforcement Directorate has alerted the Tamil Nadu police to a suspected large-scale cash for jobs scam in the state. The alleged scheme came to light during ED raids linked to a bank fraud case involving a real estate firm and a relative of DMK Minister K.N. Nehru. The minister is now alleged conspiracy. Mega DMK versus opposition face-off over farmers in Tamil Nadu. AIADMK's EPS, the BJP, TVK chief Vijay, they've now hit out at Chief Minister Stalin. This after Stalin put out a post recently of meeting filmmakers of the very popular film Bison. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu undertook an aerial survey to assess the damage of Cyclone Manta, packing winds of up to 110 kilometers per hour. The storm unleashed heavy rains and squally winds in the coastal districts, but the impact of the cyclone, fortunately, has been very minimal. US President Donald Trump has said that the USA is figuring out a trade deal with India as the two sides continue to hold talks on the proposed trade pact. While speaking at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation CEO Summit in South Korea, Trump added that he had great respect and love for Prime Minister Modi. We'll begin with an update on the aftermath of Cyclone Manta. It made landfall last night. And what's been the situation? Well, fortunately, we've seen minimum casualties, quite a bit of damage being reported. But as far as loss of life is concerned, reports suggesting only 2 lives were lost. Now, remember, there was a time when during cyclones, you'd see hundreds of lives being lost. Fortunately, because of better preparedness, better warning systems perhaps, and then immediately the administration kicking into action, you no longer see those kind of situations because thousands are evacuated even before the cyclone. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu also took up an aerial survey today to assess the damage after Cyclone Manta. The storm unleashed heavy rain and gusty winds in coastal states, in Andhra Pradesh and Odisha in particular, but we have seen the impact, fortunately, to be minimal. The Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister has confirmed that 2 people have died in the state, but has also highlighted that precautionary measures have minimalized the overall damage. Now, the Chief Minister has instructed ministers and officials to visit affected areas, assess damages across departments and submit detailed reports to the centre.
I am right now opposite the Machilipatnam bus stand where the restoration process is ongoing. A tree which has been uprooted at this particular junction, blocking the whole road, is being moved by the JCB. Now here, this JCB is being used as a restoration process after this huge tree had fallen on this road, and this road was blocked partially, after which now the JCB is clearing off. Several other incidents where barricadings that were placed in here have been displaced dduring the heavy winds that have taken place. Many temporary and permanent sheds have fallen to the ground, and several other incidents here in Machilipatnam. Sir, what is the current situation? Landfall in this particular land, a very big task yesterday. What is the situation? Any loss of life or restoration work? How's it going?
Yes, due to the collective efforts of SP sir as well as collector sir, we prepared well for this Manta Tufan, and we are able to clear where the road obstructions by the trees fell down. Around 200 about odd trees were fell down on the roads as well as current poles. Entire night this relief works have been going on, and we are able to clear all road blockages by now. And now it appears to be normal situation in Machilipatnam.
Zero deaths, that is our motive, that is how we work. Only 2 or 3 were reported. Second thing, we have to reduce the total loss. Only fields. There are historical problems in the fields. All drainage is not going freely. So many problems. We are going to work it out.
We're at the Kakinada port on the deep side, where you can see this is the search and rescue operations that are currently underway. And in the search and rescue operations, what we are getting to learn from officials is that 7 members had gone inside to rescue their boats and bring it back safely back to the docks. But unfortunately, 1 person has gone missing since yesterday evening. And this is the search and rescue teams that are currently out here and carrying out these search and rescue operations since late evening yesterday. Remember Cyclone Tufan, this Tufan Manta had already said that the landfall will be expected later in the evening yesterday. With the impact that has braced in across various locations here in coastal Andhra Pradesh, it definitely looks like Kakinada has also been affected. More likely, if you can see, local administration, police and NDRF teams have also joined here in the search and rescue that has been continuously going on. Rainfall is scheduled for today as well. The next 24 hours also likely looks like coastal Andhra Pradesh will be receiving a lot of rainfall, but government officials and police and other officials do say that they are well prepared and are ensuring that whatever happens, the public safety is their utmost priority. That's all you can see out here as well. NDRF teams who are also going ahead for continuing their search for, search and rescue as it continues on.
Kakinada coastline is a little bit weak because it's frequently affected by the cyclones, every and each cyclone, so a little bit of disaster is every time done. Basically 95% are all completely fishermen people, and they are worried about their livelihood, so they get out into the sea to save their boats. That's the reason.
Okay, let me bring in Abdul Bashir, who's joining us from Machilipatnam to get us a sense of what really was the impact of the cyclone. Abdul, you've been out there through the night tracking the movement of the cyclone. It brought with it, of course, extremely harsh, strong winds and rainfall. But what we're seeing on the ground is that as far as damage to life is concerned, it's been controlled because of the kind of preparedness that we saw on ground.
Well, yes, Akshata, after the preparedness had begun day before yesterday, thousands of people were relocated from low-lying areas. Warnings were given, SMS alerts were sent to people, and people on the higher areas or higher places were asked to be alert, not to move out unnecessarily. Fishermen were asked not to venture into the sea, and a control room that was set up in the disaster management where real-time monitoring was going on. Police, disaster and all the agencies including NDRF, SDRF had been working for the past 24 hours till today afternoon, wherein they had continuously been monitoring the situation. And then fortunately in Machilipatnam, what we are learning is that according to the officials, no loss of life has been reported in Machilipatnam, but yes, damage to the properties. More than 200 trees have fallen down or uprooted, dozens of poles have fallen down, and power supply, the disruption in power supply or electricity was removed for more than 24 hours, and the restoration process, however, has been completed, almost done. But yes, people are having a sigh of relief after this storm. The Cyclone Manta had hit or made a landfall in Machilipatnam with a disastrous wind that had been blowing for more than 3 to 4 hours last night.
It's great to see that because of greater awareness, preparedness, we've seen the response to the cyclone being apt, and so because of that, minimum casualties being reported. I want to bring in also Apurva Jayachandran, who's been reporting from Kakinada for us on the situation. Apurva, things have calmed down now post the cyclone. Chief Minister Naidu was also there, conducted an aerial survey, was on the ground. What's your sense really of what happened in the cyclone, Apurva? Have we ensured that there was, minimum damage, minimum loss of life, of property as a result of better preparedness?
Well, Akshita, definitely, because, we've seen several cyclones, especially in Andhra Pradesh, be it the 1996 cyclone or, Cyclone Hudhud, where we saw the Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu there stationed in Visakhapatnam, or even last year, the Budumeru floods that we had seen that had devastated Vijayawada and several other areas in and around Andhra Pradesh as well. But one thing that has remained consistent is the kind of work that has been put in by the officials. Even when we were on ground, yes, we have our job of reporting, we have to cover these stories and all of that. But these officials, they were there 24/7. They're in fact been stationed since the last 48 hours. And, even, come rain or winds, whatever it is, at the beaches, where the beaches were closed to the public, there was continuous monitoring by police officials who were stationed there.
And that's made, of course, a big difference. It's visible on the ground in the aftermath images also that we're seeing from Andhra Pradesh. Thanks, Abdul. Thanks, Apurva, for getting us those updates. Apurva and Abdul braved the storm to get you all of these updates on the movement of Cyclone Manta. This perhaps has become a template in the country, which is great to see, that we're better prepared for these kind of storms and calamities. All right, let's move on and get you our top story here on Super 6, which is the big political fight in Tamil Nadu over an alleged cash for jobs racket. Why are we calling it alleged? Because right now the Enforcement Directorate has alerted the Tamil Nadu police to a scam they say that they've unearthed while looking into another case. Now, there also are allegations that politicians are involved in this alleged scam. Let me break down for you first exactly what this cash for jobs showdown is all about.
After the RJD's land for jobs scam in Bihar, Tamil Nadu now faces a cash for jobs bombshell. The Enforcement Directorate has raised the alarm over a massive scam in the Municipal Administration and Water Supply Department, uncovered during raids linked to a bank fraud case involving TVH Real Estate. and a relative of a DMK Minister K.N. Nehru. The ED described the 2024 to 2026 recruitment as rigged, with some candidates getting early access to exam information and the bribe money moving through Hawala channels. Around 150 candidates are said to have brought their way in, with several officials and politicians allegedly in the mix. ED claims candidates allegedly paid 25 to 35 lakh as bribes to grab government posts, including assistant engineers, junior engineers, town planning officers. These jobs were handed over by Chief Minister M.K. Stalin himself on August 6th this year. The ED has asked the Tamil Nadu police to register an FIR to kickstart a full-blown probe. Meanwhile, the AIADMK is firing back, claiming corruption is deep-rooted in the DMK and reaches all the way to the Chief Minister.
Looks like the entire net of politicians of DMK, staffs of the government, and many are involved. And ED had sent a letter to the DGP asking him to file an FIR so that they can proceed with the investigation. Clearly shows how corruption is deep-rooted in this DMK.
The BJP also trained guns at the Stalin government and demanded CBI probe into the matter.
These appointments have been made by the Chief Minister himself. So even he is in the entire area of suspicion. Now will the Tamil Nadu police act against the Chief Minister?
TVK too accused the DMK government of playing with the lives of the people, adding that bribes decide jobs in Tamil Nadu, not merit. The ED pushes for action, the police holds the key, and the state braces for what could be one of its biggest scams yet. With Pramod Madhav, Bureau Report, India Today.
And we've got a reaction coming in from the Stalin government on this allegation from the Enforcement Directorate that there's a massive cash for jobs scam in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu Minister K.N. Nehru, linked to this alleged scam, has spoken out claiming all of this is a conspiracy by the central government. K.N. Nehru, who is the minister in charge essentially of this particular department, it's the MAWS department. So the minister now has spoken out saying that this is an attempt to defame the DMK government. Remember that the Enforcement Directorate said that the way they found out about the scam was when they were actually going ahead and investigating a money laundering aspect and in which they were looking into one particular real estate firm that was linked to the department and to a relative of the minister. I want to bring in Pramod Madhav. He's joining us live from Chennai with more details on this. Pramod, what's been the response of the DMK? What does Mr. K.N. Nehru have to say?
Well, Akshita, first and foremost thing is that this is a huge allegation that has been brought out by the Enforcement Directorate, where they claim that they went for one investigation but found details about another major job for scam, cash for job scams. And this is the second one when it comes to the DMK government, where earlier one involving Sendil Balaji is already under investigation. Yeah. This is where EPS, TVK and various leaders have come forward claiming that this scam is close to rupees 800 crores. And now K.N. Nehru, the minister, has come forward and said that since AIADMK period, a lot of jobs were vacant, and that is why they had to go ahead and conduct the program like this and bring in. And he claims that not even one candidate has gone ahead and find any kind of discrepancy against it, and he has called it a conspiracy. However, the ED letter categorically says that they have digital evidence for nearly 150 candidates who were involved in getting the job this way, had paid nearly 25 to 35 lakh rupees based on the job. So that is why it is turning out to be a huge issue, why EPS now is demanding an FIR, Akshita.
So the allegation that's coming from the opposition is that this is a scam that runs up to the tune of about 800 crores. But mind you, these are all allegations right now. Thanks, Pramod, for joining us with those details. Let's get you more reactions coming in. And you've got AIADMK chief EPS now also wading in, demanding an FIR in this particular case. He's called it a cruel betrayal of Tamil Nadu's youth, referring to the fact that cash was paid allegedly for opportunities, for job offers, for an offer letter to be handed over to so many people. The ED, after alleging that there is a cash for jobs scam, has triggered a big political storm, with Edeppadi Palaniswamy now demanding that there be an FIR and an investigation. Let me bring in on this broadcast our panel for the evening. We've got Ramakrishnan Rajagopal, our spokesperson of the Tamil Nadu BJP, a retired IAS officer. Sumansi Raman, political analyst, is also with us, and Dhananjayan, spokesperson of the DMK. All right, good evening to all of you. Thank you very much for your time. I'd like to begin with Dr. Sumansi Raman. What do you make, Dr. Sumansi Raman, of these allegations that have been made? We have to again reiterate that at this point, these are mere allegations, but serious ones.
Yeah, I think, Akshita, the ED is not an agency that generally inspires a great deal of confidence, going by their track record in the past. But here is a case where they claim they have 230 pages of evidence which have been submitted. Now, we don't know what is in these 230 pages and who are the people who have been named. But I think that at the very least, it warrants an inquiry. Now, if there is nothing to hide, there is no problem. But for the ED to get involved, they need a predicate offense FIR. So that is the reason why this FIR, they have written to the DGP of police asking for the FIR to be registered. I don't expect the state government to register an FIR. They will probably drag it out. Maybe somebody will go to court or, to force the registering of an FIR. But from a perspective of cash for jobs, it's an old story in Tamil Nadu. If you recall, Mr. Sendil Balaji,
correct,
that is also a cash for jobs scam. And in fact, that is during the AIADMK period.
Yes.
So that is not even during the DMK period. That is largely during the previous government's term when Mr. Sendil Balaji was accused. So this is not new to Tamil Nadu. But honestly, Akshita, I don't have a great deal of confidence that the ED will actually carry these out to its logical conclusion. We have seen, you remember the Delhi liquor scam where there was so much of hullabaloo. And the moment the Delhi elections were over, everyone has forgotten what has happened there at all. So there are many such cases. I could go on and on about the number of cases where they made noise and then they completely forgot about it.
Okay.
Here, an FIR must be registered and the matter must be investigated. I don't think there can be any two opinions on that. If there is nothing to hide, what is the problem?
Dhananjayan, your opening comments on these serious allegations. I know that the DMK has come out to refute them, but would you be open and would you be willing to go ahead and order an investigation into these allegations by the Enforcement Directorate?
Yeah, as you said, it's an allegation, right? Anyone can allege anything on anybody.
No, but this isn't an individual
so
allegation.
Who is alleging? Do they have credibility? So ED neither has credibility nor the locus standi. I speak to a lot of business houses. They have told me that ED officers up until the top are blackmailing them, saying on the pretext that they will arrest them if they don't pay them bribe money. 2 ED officers in Tamil Nadu were caught having 20 lakh bribe. Same thing happened in Rajasthan. So that is the credibility of the ED. What is the conviction rate of ED? 0.1%. 0.1%, so which means 1,000 cases, only 1 case are able to get conviction. Out of 197 cases filed against politicians by ED, 95% are against the opposition rule leaders. Even those opposition rule leaders, if they join BJP, the cases disappear. That is the credibility. So why will I act based on an allegation on an organization which neither does not have even constitutional authority to do this, at the same time has no credibility? Why will anyone act? Why is the Modi government not acting against ED officials? ED is involving in harassing business people by taking bribe. So ED's bribe should stop. I will go further and say what happened in the Madras High Court on the Tasma case. Justice Lakshmi Narayanan imposed a fine of 30,000 on the ED and was told to stop the proceedings against 2 gentlemen, Mr. Vikram and Akash Bhaskaran. Why? And they said going inside the house and doing the investigation was wrong.
Okay,
right?
Fair
so
enough. No, Dhananjayan, you've given me a list of reasons as to why the ED's allegations right now cannot be the basis for an investigation. Mr. Rajagopal, what's your counter to that? You've heard from Mr. Dhananjayan when he says that, look, the credibility of the ED is under question, so why should we take them seriously?
No, it's not a question of the ED's credibility here. The ED has made a reference to the state police. Now, normally such cases will be investigated or inquired into by the Vigilance Department of the state government. Now, the Vigilance Department has a certain process by which, they complete many formalities before registering a FIR, particularly when a minister is involved. And therefore, I don't think the process will get completed within the limited time that we are going to see before elections. So it's very important that in this case, if somebody has to investigate this case thoroughly, it has to go to the CBI. And that is the reason why the Tamil Nadu State BJP chief has requested that a CBI probe be initiated. I'm sure somebody will go to the High Court on this matter because the process is a fairly long process.
No, sure. But Mr. Rajagopal, the question that's asked here is whether even the allegations at this point should be taken seriously or not, because it's been leveled, the DMK says, by an agency that's itself accused of being compromised.
No, that's the real point. I mean, the point is, in case somebody is alleging something, somebody has to inquire into it to find out whether that allegation is correct or not. I don't think the Vigilance Department will be able to inquire into it and get orders of the Chief Minister on this within the next 4-5 months. It's definitely not going to happen. And if the minister is involved, it's definitely not going to see the light of the day at all. So if something concrete has to happen before the elections, it is important that this probe be done by an independent agency. So therefore, I think this matter has to be inquired into because it's a serious matter. It concerns the youth of the state. It's a serious matter because it concerns the future of the department. The department is recruiting town service engineers. I mean, these are town planning people who are going to be there for the next 30-40 years. Now, 35 lakhs may not appear to be a big amount for an engineer who's being recruited for the town planning department. But at the same time, if recruitments are going to be done on the basis of corruption, on the basis of bribes being paid to ministers and their kin, then I think it's a very serious matter.
No, of course, it's a serious matter. And like Sumansi Raman highlighted, unfortunately, not the first time we've seen something like this in Tamil Nadu. Mr. Dhananjayan, go ahead. I'll come in to you, Mr. Raman, just a minute.
Firstly and foremost, it's only an allegation, and what is very important to note here is that ED has come and said this, right? So what is the locus standi for ED? Why is the ED doing? We all know ED acts in a partisan manner. I can speak for days that ED acts in a partisan manner. So with the election around the corner, to cast aspersion on the government, ED is going to come up with such allegations. But my question is, why has none of the applicants or none of them who failed to get a job or none of them in the job have gone to the court or filed complaint, right? The right procedure is, if anyone feels there's a corruption has happened, allegedly, they should go to the court and the court will take the matter. A partisan organization, which is very, very clear.
No, but hasn't the ED has followed due procedure here. Dhananjayan, they followed due procedure, which is that they've asked the Tamil Nadu police to go ahead and register a case. They've gone ahead and provided a 200-page plus dossier right now on this also.
No, but it again depends on who. 200 pages. We have to see what the 200 pages is, right? You can write nonsense for 200 pages, 400 pages. I read a lot of books every day, complete garbage for 200, 400 pages. But what is there in the 400 pages matters. And I'm saying, why should the ED get involved in it? What is the locus standi for the ED? A partisan organization, which job is to help the BJP party.
No, are you suggesting that the ED as an agency should, kind of look the other way if they find an allegation of a scam?
But not ED. I'm saying the people who are affected should come.
Okay.
Or the court. Anyone can order, right? I can come and say that, for example, my dear friend Sumansi Raman has stolen 10 crores and filed some 200 pages. I write some nonsense and submit. Should the police start investigating him?
No, I think but there's a difference between an individual and the ED. Yes, Dr. Raman.
Akshita, my point is very simple. These 232 pages, according to the ED, and again, we have not seen those 232 pages, are supposed to be having evidence of conversations between individuals and is supposed to be having a money trail. Now, are these transactions genuine? Have they happened? Are they linked to this case? Is something without an inquiry, how will you know? Let us assume ED is a partisan agency. Let us assume that they are doing it for political reason. The bottom line is, are these 232 pages, the material contained in them, factual or not? How will you know that unless you have an inquiry? See, this is not a question of a political party making an accusation. Now, there may be a logical explanation for those transactions, which may not be indicate a scam. We don't know.
The challenge is here, Mr. Raman. You've got on one side the DMK saying, look, this is the ED levelling an allegation. There's no need to take it seriously. On the other, the BJP saying that we need a CBI investigation, which the DMK will never agree to, saying agency is compromised. So then where do we find ourselves here?
Forget the ED. Let's assume ED is partisan. They have submitted 232 pages. Release those 232 pages. Does it contain actionable evidence? Does it contain money trail? Is there another explanation for the money trail? Is there a logical explanation? What are the seizures that they have made during these raids? So how are they linking them to this case? Nothing is known now. And yet we are saying that there is no need because ED is biased. Let's assume ED is biased. But are these allegations factual or not? Are these 232 pages right or not?
Serious enough for an investigation, essentially. But Mr. Rajagopal, one point that Dhananjayan has raised here is that, look, where's the trail of a scam? If this is indeed true, what the ED has alleged, where are the victims? Why have they never spoken out before?
I think that's a point which I wanted to counter.
Yeah.
Now, nobody who's been recruited is going to raise this issue because he would lose his job in case he raises this issue.
But those who were rejected, yeah.
And those who've been rejected, probably have not been approached for payment of this money, one, or it is quite possible that even though they have paid, they are maybe under some sense of fear that action could be taken against them or a police case could be registered against them in case they come up with the information. You see, we must understand that what is being asked for is only a FIR and not a charge sheet. There's a lot of difference. A FIR is only a first information report. But the point is that once a FIR is registered, the ED will come into the scene and start looking at the money trail. Then the case could be established. The economic offense could be established. The money trail can be established. But here, I'm sure the FIR will be delayed deliberately because even though a prima facie case may be seen, they will definitely not register a FIR because they know that once a FIR is registered, automatically the ED will come into the picture. So the predicate offense will have to be registered first. Now, therefore, it looks like somebody else will have to come in and register the FIR because the case is against a senior minister of the government. We are all aware that the agency which is called as True Value Homes is a real estate agency which has been engaged in building construction and raising of flats and real estate for a long time. Yeah. And it's very, very closely connected with that minister. So therefore, I don't expect that the state police will be able to do much in this. There is a process which is there. First, the vigilance department has to send a report.
So in such a circumstance, Dhananjayan, your response, when Mr. Rajagopal says that it looks unlikely that there will actually be any sort of investigation or registration of an FIR. Look, you may say that these are just allegations, but they are very serious. When we talk of cash for jobs, that's something that's rocked Tamil Nadu before, and it's something that's very sensitive because we're talking about youngsters, we're talking about opportunities being perhaps taken away, stolen away from them. So is the DMK open to an investigation or not?
See, firstly, I will go and rebut Mr. Sumansi Raman when he says the 230 pages could be released by the Tamil Nadu police. I'm saying the ED has sent the documents. ED can release it to the public. Public can have a look at it. Anyways, it's a public document, it's a public organization. People deserve to know. And secondly...
No, but Dhananjayan, the moment it's released, you will immediately say ED leaks are going out to the media.
ED can openly come and say we're going to release this document so that people can see. That's the point number one. The second point is anyone can go and file a public interest litigation on this matter and the court can look into the merits and then come if...
No, but my question is, will the DMK be willing to have an inquiry into this? Are you open to an investigation?
I am saying if there are merits, we will. Why would we want corruption? But my point is there is no scam that has happened in this. The minister has come out and explained and no one who's participated in the process has complained. And again, whatever my BJP spokesperson spoke was all assumption. They may not come because they're in the job. They may not come because the others are in fear or they don't know what happened. It's all assumption. I am saying the exams genuinely happened and they were genuinely recruited. And that is why there is no one coming and complaining. You are saying no, they are threatened or they are not genuine. It's all assumption. How do you know the truth? I can come and tell anything. I can come and allege anything. I can allege something on the BJP spokesman. But where is the proof?
Okay, right. Okay. Final comment from Mr. Sumansi Raman. Final comment, Mr. Sumansi Raman. Looking at the timing of this, the fact that these allegations have come to the fore just months before an election, that's what also leads to all of the questions about whether this is a political conspiracy.
Look, Akshita, I have not an iota of doubt that based on the past track record, the ED is a partisan organization, right? So and they dance to their to tune of the masters at the center. So I have no hesitation in voicing that. Having said that, here is an allegation that the ED has made. Now, is there evidence in it, or is there? If there is no evidence, what should be the argument? Look, we are clean, nothing has happened. Please go ahead and we will file an FIR. Our vigilance department, actually, it makes more sense for the state government to file an FIR and say and drag the investigation out rather than refuse to file an FIR and allow the court to get involved and maybe order a CBI inquiry. So actually, if I was a state government person, I would probably say file an FIR, give it to the vigilance department, let them take their own sweet time with the investigation, drag it out till after the election. That would be a good strategy for the state government to follow. I don't know if they will follow that, but that would make more sense for them to
Well,
do.
I'll only say, away from political strategy, that we hope we get to the truth of what's happened, whether there was any scam at all or not. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me here on India Today. We will continue to, of course, track this story very, very closely, because now, with the Enforcement Directorate submitting this 200-page dossier, we'll have to see if there is a formal investigation or not into these allegations of a cash for jobs scam in Tamil Nadu. I'm slipping into a short break here on Super 6. I am, however, going to give you these images of Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin in Tenkasi today, in a moment of interaction with girl students actually trying his hand at Silambam and doing quite a good job at it. Enjoy this. What amazing pictures. The most powerful picture of the day, no doubt, came from the Ambala Air Force Station, where President Droupadi Murmu took a rather historic sortie in a Rafale fighter jet. And then the other headline grabber was that picture, that she was in fact with squadron leader Shivangi Singh, posing with the same Rafale pilot about whom multiple Pakistani handles had claimed that she'd been captured by Pakistan during Operation Sindoor. Clear messaging there, but let's also focus on the Nari Shakti moment. Dressed in a G-suit, President Murmu flew in the same Rafale that participated in Operation Sindoor.
President Droupadi Murmu takes a sortie in Rafale fighter jet from the Air Force Station in Ambala. The President, who's the Supreme Commander of the Indian Armed Forces, flew for around 30 minutes. The jet was flown by Group Captain Amit Gehani, commanding officer of the 70 Squadron. Air Chief Marshal A.P. Singh was in flight on another Rafale aircraft when the President was in the air. The Rafale jet President Murmu flew was used in Operation Sindoor, which saw the Indian Air Force bombing terror headquarters deep inside Pakistan just a few months ago. President Murmu also posed with squadron leader Shivangi Singh, the same fighter pilot about whom multiple Pakistani social media handles falsely claimed that she had been captured by Pakistan during Operation Sindoor. Squadron leader Shivangi Singh had earned her qualified flying instructor badge at Tambaram in Tamil Nadu on Tuesday. Later in the visitor's book, the President noted, "The sortie on the Rafale is an unforgettable experience for me. The first flight on the potent Rafale aircraft has instilled in me a renewed sense of pride in the nation's defense capabilities." Draupadi Murmu has become the first president to fly the Rafale jet. She had taken her maiden sortie in Sukhoi-30 Mark I fighter aircraft in 2023. Bureau Report, India Today.
So many takeaways really from that moment of President Murmu taking that sortie in the Rafale. And joining me on this broadcast is Shivani Sharma as well as Gaurav Sawant to talk about really some of those big headline moments. Gaurav, I'll come across to you first on the multiple messages that it sends across to Pakistan. First, the Rafale jets that were part of Operation Sindoor. President Murmu was taking that sortie in one of those jets. Secondly, that picture with squadron leader Shivangi Singh.
So the picture with Shivangi Singh that Pakistani social media had claimed had been taken prisoner of war, captured and taken prisoner of war by Pakistan during Operation Sindoor, when Pakistan claimed it had downed a Rafale. It just completely, that lie has been called out, and not by India clarifying or giving any facts that Pakistan desperately sought, but by just putting squad leader Shivangi Sharma out there in public domain. Shivangi Singh in public domain. That's point one. Point two, she was in Tambaram. She's become a QFI qualified flying instructor. She was always in India. None of the aircraft anywhere crossed the LC or the IB to hit across. Now you're using BV, beyond visual range missiles and the kind of weapons and systems India used. None of our fighter jets crossed across and were shot down. Pakistan actually relied on a series of half-truths and absolute lies that are systematically being called out. One lie has been called out now. Other lies will be called out very soon, but not because India wants to clarify. As Chief of Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal A.P. Singh said, let them keep guessing and let them assume that they've shot down whatever number of aircraft they claim they have. Let them factor in those many less aircraft, because Operation Sindoor remains on, and in case Pakistan starts believing its lies, then next time it'll be caught by a bigger surprise. Because do keep in mind, like you and I and Shivani have reported so extensively, Akshita, the fact remains Operation Sindoor is not just about targeting 9 terrorist training camps, it's also punching holes through Pakistan's radar and air defense systems and then bombing 11 Pakistani air bases by the time, and that's something that President Droupadi Murmu's flight also signifies, India had complete air superiority over Pakistan. 10th of May, Pakistan wasn't flying its air force anymore. Imagine a country with 11 of its air bases bombed, 6 of its radars out of action. Can it fight a war? It cannot. So those are Pakistan's lies that are systematically being called out by the Nari Shakti of India.
And this is very, very smart messaging by President Murmu, using this occasion to send multiple messages across to Pakistan on Operation Sindoor. Shivani, I'll bring you in because, the biggest takeaway for me from those images is just how much pride you feel and how inspiring it is to see a woman president there in a G-suit, fully suited up, taking that sortie in a Rafale.
Certainly, Akshita, it's a different feeling, especially we can connect to that feeling being women. And after Defense Minister, Prime Minister, all the chiefs, it was the turn of the President to be among the heroes of Operation Sindoor. And this particular sortie was a remarkable sortie in multiple manner. Not only because it proved the operational capability of Indian Air Forces from Ambala Air Base, that happened to be one of the strategic locations from where the Rafales were launched during Operation Sindoor, but also in terms of busting the lie, fake narrative of Pakistan by posing proudly with the squadron leader Shivangi Singh, to which Pakistan was claiming that she was captured, she was the prisoner of war, and India did not clarify in panic. Remember, Akshita, these are the pictures that are emerging automatically. Earlier this month, we also saw squadron leader Shivangi Singh getting that badge, the qualifying badge in Tambaram. Then we see her with the president. So this is not how India is giving a clarification, but automatically the lie, the fake agenda of Pakistan is getting busted. And also a very strong and stern warning for Pakistan that India's Rafale jets, India's operational capabilities and India's operational alertness is on a high. Operation Sindoor is still on. And the president, the supreme commander, not only acknowledging the heroes of Operation Sindoor, but also carrying that gratitude from the nation to these heroes who were a part of Operation
Sindoor. The
Sindoor.
messaging of being the supreme commander of the forces and being there with them, sending across a message from the Rafale, from the skies, amazing, truly. Thanks very much, Shivani, for joining us with those details. Thanks to Gaurav as well. Let's cut across to a news break coming in. And there's been an explosion reported in Handwara village in Jammu and Kashmir in which 4 boys, children, have been injured. Here's what we know right now. The blast took place when a group of children were playing cricket. This was in an open field. The police have cordoned off the area. There's an investigation right now underway to ascertain the nature of the explosion and the source of the blast. Mir Farid is joining me with more details. So on this, Mir, what do we know at this point? Is this a suspected terror attack?
This is a mysterious blast, Akshita. As far as the police sources are concerned, they are right now not confirming nature of the blast, but most probably our sources say it could be an old piece of ordnance, an unexploded shell with which these kids were fiddling, and it exploded. Now, 4 children have been injured, and 2 of whom are said to be in a critical condition. They have been shifted to SKIMS, which is a specialty hospital in Srinagar. And right now, police teams are at the location. It's an open field. They were playing cricket. And we know this area is not very far away, although it's some distance away from the line of control. But there could be a case where there was an unexploded ordnance, an artillery shell, most probably, with which they were fiddling, and it exploded. Now, nature of the blast is being ascertained. But as of now, the police have said that it's not a terror attack. All indications suggest that it was a piece of ordnance, probably an old rusted shell which you're fiddling with, and it exploded, causing these burn injuries. Akshita?
Unfortunate incident. 2 boys, as Mir tells us, are critical at this point. So our prayers with them, with their families. Thanks, Mir, for joining us with those details. And with that news break, I'm wrapping up this edition of Super 6. Thanks very much for tuning in.